Well, good morning and welcome to our 30-minute Vinyasa practice today. And if I haven't said hi to you so far, let me welcome everyone. What I have for you today is a pretty vigorous practice. It's a good practice to do first thing in the morning. You can also do it, of course, later on in the day. But it'll probably be a little bit more vigorous than we normally do. Just kind of a wake-up practice. So let's begin in a seated position. I'm going to sit with sit on my knees with my hips on my heels. And let's begin a little bit of breath practice. So we'll begin a little bit of an energizing breath practice by breathing in longer than we breathe out. So the way that breath practice will look is we'll take a deep breath in and then a quick breath out, like that. We'll do that 10 times. So breathe in, maybe 6, 7, 8 counts in, and then quick breath out. Do that about 8 more times. Breathing in and out and in and out. Now on your own, about 6 more times. Keep it going. You don't have to emphasize the blowing out quite as much as I was for demonstration purposes. About 4 more times through. And the purpose of this breathing practice is just to get the blood and the breath flowing a little bit more in the body. And twice more. And one more time, and let it go. Let's begin now standing. And why don't you face the front of your mat, and I'm going to face you. And on an inhale, reach your arms up and overhead, and then drop the right hand down. Reach the left hand up and over. Press the hips to the left, most of the weight in that left foot. Inhale, rise, the core engages, and bring the left hand down. Reach the right hand over. And most of the weight in the right foot this time. Back to the other side. And to the left. And now one more time on each side, to the right. And then to the left. And then back to center. Bring the arms out to a T. Take a twist to the left. And then back to the right. Look behind you to the right. Keep both feet planted on the mat. Twisting left. And twisting to the right. And one more time on each side. And then inhale back to center. Reach the arms high. Breathe in deeply. And then that quick breath out. Do that again. Inhale deeply. Quick breath out. One more time. Deep breath in. Quick breath out. Arms out to a T. Now swan dive to a forward fold. And then come to a half lift. Bring your weight forward into the front of the feet. Deep breath in, quick breath out as you exhale, fold forward, let your head drop down. Now chin on chest, round the spine as you rise and let your arms float high. And then exhale and bring the hands to heart center. Do that again, inhale, arms up, and then swan dive, forward fold to a half lift. Half lift, I already said that, exhale, fold forward. These early morning ones are tough on me, you guys know that. Draw your navel up as you rise. My mouth isn't quite connected with my brain. Reach up high and exhale the hands to heart center. Let's do that one more time. Inhale up, swan dive to a forward fold. Now a half lift. And exhale, let your head drop down. Arms out to a T. Press into the front of the feet and reverse swan dive. As you rise, the core engages. Reach up high and look up this time. And then exhale and bring your hands to heart center. Take a breath. This time an even breath. Just let your breath even out a little bit. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Now inhale the arms up and then a back bend. Now swan dive, forward fold. Come to a half lift. As you exhale, let your head drop down. Now leave your right foot forward and step the left foot all the way back into a runner's lunge. Left hand stays on the mat. Right hand reaches high into a lunge twist. Keep pressing that right knee forward. Now bring the right hand down. Bring the left knee down. Press into the right foot and rise to a low crescent lunge. Press the right knee forward. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down on either side of the right foot. Now tuck your toes and bring your left knee off the mat and step the right foot back so it meets the left foot in a plank pose. Take a breath in plank. Now knees to the mat. Chest and chin are going to follow, coming into a cobra pose. Lift the heart up in the cobra pose. Deep breath in, quick breath out. Do that again. Deep breath in. Keep breathing in. Now quick breath out. And one more time. Deep breath in and quick breath out. Then release. Push to plank and lift your hips into downward facing dog. Press the heels down towards the mat. Bend the knees a little bit if you like to. Now begin to walk the feet forward to the hands. Once you're there, bring your arms out to a T. Bring the weight into the front of the feet and rise slowly. Come all the way up. Reach up and then back into that back bend. And then reach up high and bring the hands to heart center. Good job. Let's do that again. Other side. Up and back. Swan dive, forward fold. Half lift. This time the right foot or the left foot stays forward. The right foot steps back. Left knee bends 90 degrees. Now bring your right knee to the mat. Press in the left foot and rise, reach up high. And then exhale the hands down. Tuck the toes, bring the right knee off the mat. This time step the right foot forward into standing forward fold and let your head drop down. Bend your knees a little bit. Now arms out to a T, press into the front of the feet and rise. Reach up high and look up and then back bend. And then hands to heart center. Let your breath even out. About 5 counts on the inhale, 5 counts on the exhale. One more time. Now arms out to a T. Let's swan dive, forward fold. Half lift. Exhale and let your head drop all the way down. Right foot stays forward. The left foot steps back. Runner's lunge. Second time here. Now bring your left knee to the mat. Untuck the toes on the left foot. Press into that right foot and rise. Low crescent lunge. Now the arms come out to a T. The palms face forward. Your gaze is straight forward. Reach the hands apart from one another. Thumbs are pointing up. Keep pressing into that right foot and take a twist to the right. Palms face to the right. Reach the hands apart from one another. One more breath. Now back to center. Reach the arms high. And then exhale the hands down to the mat. Tuck the toes, bring the left knee off the mat, and step the right foot back. Plank pose. Now breathe in deeply. We're going to do our breath, and then out quickly. Again, breathe in. Nice long inhale, and quick breath out. And one more time. Nice long, maybe 6, 7 counts on the inhale. And then quick breath out. Now knees to the mat. Chest and chin follows. Come into a cobra pose. Take a breath. And then release. Tuck your toes. Push to plank. And lift your hips high into downward facing dog. Press the heels down towards the mat, stretching it out. Now slowly walk the feet forward to the hands. And then let your head drop down. Arms come out to a T. Lean forward so the weight is in the front of the feet. The heels are floating. And then slowly rise. Come all the way up. Reach up high and back into the back bend. And now hands to heart center. Take a breath. Again, up and back. And swan dive, forward fold. Come to a half lift. Lengthen the spine in the half lift. And then let your head drop down. Knees can bend a little bit. Left foot stays forward. Right foot steps back. Left knee bent about 90 degrees. Right hand to the mat. Left hand reaches high, coming to the second side of the twist. And then bring the left hand down. Bring that right knee down and untuck the toes on the right foot. Press into the left foot and rise. Low crescent lunge. Press that left knee forward. Bring the arms out to a T. Palms face forward. Reach the hands apart from one another, expanding the chest. Breathe into that space. After the exhale, take a twist to the left. Reach the hands apart from one another. Breathe deeply. I told you it was going to be a vigorous practice. I hope you're enjoying it. Back to center, reach the arms high. And exhale the hands down on either side of that left foot. Now tuck the toes, bring the right knee off the mat. Step the left foot back this time into plank pose. Take a breath. If you want to, do a couple of push-ups, just to add a little bit of extra invigoration. And then when you're ready, hips are high, downward facing dog. 5 breaths now in downward dog. The knees can bend, lengthen the spine, press the hands into the mat. 2 more breaths. And 1 more. Now bend the knees and either hop or walk forward so the feet end up between the hands. Now arms to a T, press into the front of the feet as you come up. Then reach up and back. And then hands to heart center. Take a deep breath. Let your breath even out. Come back to the natural rhythm of your breath. Arms out to a T, swan dive, forward fold, half lift. Exhale and let your head drop down. The right foot stays forward, the left foot steps back. This is the 3rd time we've done this. Come to a low crescent lunge on this side. Now bring the left knee to the mat. Press into the right foot and rise, reach up high. And this time bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers behind your back. Press the knuckles towards the left heel. You can look up if you want. Breathe. Slow, long breath in, quick breath out. Now level your chin, release your arms and reach them high, and then bring the hands down on either side of that right foot. Tuck the toes, left knee comes off the mat. Now step the right foot back to plank pose. Take a breath. Now flow through Vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. If you want to add a push-up or 2, feel free to do that. 1 more breath. And then tuck your toes and lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Stretch it out. On an inhale, reach your left leg up, not too high, and then step the left foot forward so it comes between the hands. Now the right knee to the mat, untuck the toes, press in the left foot and reach up. Relax the fingers a little bit. Press that left knee forward a little bit more. Now bring the hands behind you and interlace in the awkward way. So use the non-dominant grip, the one that feels awkward. Now on an inhale, lift your chin slowly. Press the knuckles towards the right heel. Breathe. And 1 more. Now level the chin. Reach the arms high. And then down on either side of that left foot. Tuck the toes and bring the right knee off the mat. Now left foot steps back. Plank pose. Breathe. 3 breaths here. Breathe in. Nice and slow and long. And quick breath out. Again, breathe. And quick breath out. And 1 more. And then a vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga in upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Stretch it out. 5 breaths now in downward facing dog. Keep it going. 2 more. Obviously, I forgot to turn off my phone for today's practice. And 1 more breath. Now bend the knees and take your hop. Feet end up between the hands. Let your head drop down. Now press into the front of the feet and rise. Let your arms float high. And then exhale and bring your hands to heart center. Now 3 breaths, even breaths. So let your breath begin to return to its normal rhythm. Feel the breath flowing through your body. Feel everything starting to slow down. One more. Now, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Come to a half lift, and we're going to pause now. Make sure your feet are about hip width apart and parallel to one another. Now lengthen your spine. And then exhale and let your head drop all the way down. Now the right foot stays forward, the left foot steps back. Runner's lunge. Now the right foot follows into plank pose. Breathe. Flow through Vinyasa. Upward dog. And downward dog. On an inhale, lift your right leg up. Now three-legged dog. Open the hips to the right. Keep your shoulders square to the front of the mat. Take a deep breath. Then as you exhale, level the hips and step the right foot forward, bringing it between the hands. The left hand on the mat, right hand reaches high. Lunge twist. Stretch up through that right hand. Good job. Now bring the right hand down to the inside of the right foot. Reach the left hand high. Revolve to lunge twist. And then spin the left heel to the mat. Anchor into the pinky toe of the left foot and rise, warrior two. Settle into warrior two. Check in with your alignment. So toes on that right foot are pointing straight forward. Toes on the left foot pointing 90 degrees to the left, more or less. Right knee bent as much as you can, maybe up to 90 degrees. One more breath. Now left hand comes down to the back of the leg. Right hand reaches back into a reverse warrior pose. Notice my right knee is still bent and pressing forward. Now extended side angle pose. Elbow comes to knee. Reach with the left hand. Anchor into the pinky toe of the left foot. Stretch out the left side body. Breathe. Half bind now. Left hand reaches up. See if you can bring that left hand behind you and maybe connect the palm of the left hand to the top of the right thigh. Now open that left shoulder up and maybe look up towards the sky. Deep breath. Release from the bind back to extended side angle pose. And then rise to reverse triangle pose. Straightening that right leg, pressing into the right foot. Now the arms come out to a T. Reach the hands apart from one another. Notice your hips are about square to the long edge of the mat. Take a breath. Now triangle pose. Right hand reaches forward. Bring it down. Reach the left hand high. Trikonasana. Two more breaths. Now bend the right knee and rise back to warrior two. And then cartwheel the hands down on either side of the right foot. Come up onto the ball of that left foot and step the right foot back to plank pose. Bring your hips down so they're aligned with your shoulders and your heels. Press your hands into the mat so the shoulders rise up. Back nice and broad. A push up here if you want. Maybe another one. And then when you're ready, Vinyasa. Upward dog. And downward facing dog. Good job. Take 3 breaths now. And one more. On an inhale, lift your left leg up. Let's find three-legged dog on our second side, opening the hips to the left. Then level the hips off and step the left foot forward so it comes between the hands. That left knee is bent about 90 degrees. Right hand on the mat, left hand reaches straight up. Maybe lift your gaze up so you're looking at the thumb on your left hand. Now the left hand comes down inside the left foot. Reach the right hand high. And then spin your right heel to the mat and rise to warrior two. Second side and warrior two. Settle into warrior two. Check in with your alignment again. Toes on that left foot pointing straight forward. Toes on the right foot pointing off to the right. Now reverse warrior, bring your right hand down to the back of that right leg. Reach the left hand up and back. That left knee is still pressing forward. Now flow into extended side angle pose, bringing the elbow to the knee, reaching through that right hand. Remember to anchor into the pinky toe of the right foot. Now reverse triangle pose, left leg straightens, reach up and back with the right hand. Now arms out to a T, press into the right foot, reach the left hand forward and then drop it down into triangle pose. Now rise to warrior two. And then bring your hands down on either side of that left foot. Step the left foot back to plank pose and flow through a vinyasa, upward dog. 2 or 3 breaths now in upward dog. Feeling the deep back bend. Feeling the results of your vigorous practice. When you're ready, lift your hips, finding downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Now 3 breaths in downward dog. Breathe in deeply and long. And then quick exhale. Do that again. Deep breath in. Quick exhale. And one more time. Big deep breath in. A quick exhale. And then bend your knees. Hop it forward. Feet end up eventually between the hands. Maybe you walked instead. Let your head drop down a little bit more. Now bring the arms out to a T and rise nice and slow, as slowly as you can, keeping your spine long, feeling that in the back of the legs and in the gluteal muscles as you come up. And then let your arms float up. Bring your feet so they're whatever is comfortable for you for chair pose. And then bend your knees and bring yourself into chair pose. Now, find that breath we've been working with the whole practice. Breathe in for a long time, and then quick exhale. And again, breathe in, long inhale, and quick exhale. And one more, breathe in. And the quick exhale. Now the hands come to heart center. Let's find a chair twist. Left elbow to right knee. The right elbow reaches up, so the right elbow is over the palms. The knees are even with one another. And then back to center and right over to the other side. Check in with those knees again. See if that right knee is coming forward. If it is, just move it back so they're even. And then back to center, back to chair pose, and then straighten the legs and exhale and let your hands come to heart center. Now bring your feet so that they come out to the edges of the mat. We're going to come down to a yoga squat, to malasana. The heels are closer together than the toes. Now very slowly descend into our yoga squat. Nice and slow coming down. Bring your elbows to the inside of the knees. So if you bring your shoulders down like this, you're really rounding your back. If your elbows are on the knees, the inside of the knees, then you can have your upper body much more vertical, much more or much closer to being perpendicular to the mat. Let your breath start to slow a little bit and let it even out. So inhale and exhale about the same length, maybe 5 or 6 counts. Now release to the mat. And then bring your hands behind your knees, lift your heels. Let's find a boat pose. This is a supported half boat pose. We're just going to take one breath here, and then we're going to straighten the legs if you can. Spine is long. Notice how I pulled my chest up and pulled my shoulders back. My gaze is still forward. And I have the muscles of the back of my legs and the glutes as well as the abdominal muscles engaged. Now they're going to engage more deeply as I reach my hands forward into a full boat pose. Take another breath. And now let's try and soften the muscles a little bit, but maintain yourself in the pose. And notice that initially it seemed like you needed a lot of muscular engagement. But after a while, you can do more with less. One more breath. Now, release the feet to the mat. Now, roll down to your back. And then once you're there, reach your feet up to the sky and find legs up the wall pose. Palms are down by your side, with the palms pressing gently into the mat. Rather, the arms are by your side, with the palms gently pressing into the mat. Now bend your knees and bring your soles to the mat, the soles of your feet. Walk your feet back. And then once you can brush your fingertips on your heels, you know you're prepared for bridge pose. And when you're ready, press your feet into the mat and lift your hips up into a nice deep bridge pose. Try and draw your shoulder blades together on your back. Try not to let the knees move apart too far. Now breathe. Nice, even breath. Two more. And then slowly release. Lots of control coming down. And eventually, when your tailbone lands, straighten your legs and reach your feet back to legs up the wall pose. Straightening the legs. And now pull the tailbone down towards the mat. So it just barely kisses the mat. Now reach the arms straight up so your fingertips are reaching to the sky. And then slowly let your heels come all the way down to the mat. Reach up and exhale and fold forward over both legs. Let your forehead come down towards your knees or your shins. Draw your navel in. And on the exhale, fold over the legs. Now with your chin on your chest, round your spine to rise. Pull the shoulders back, then bend the knees and roll all the way back down to your back. Now bring your arms out to a T with the palms facing down. We're going to do a supine twist. And I have two options for you. One, you can do it with your knees bent. That'll be less vigorous. Or you can keep the legs straight, the knees straight, and the feet together. Either option is fine. Choose whichever one you prefer. Now, let your feet or knees float over to the left and land. And then your gaze is to the right. Just breathe. Let your breath start to soften. And now begin to lengthen your exhale. So breathe in maybe 4 counts on the inhale and work on 6 or 7 counts on the exhale. 4 counts or so on the inhale, 6 or 7 counts on the exhale. One more breath like that. Now press gently into the left palm and let your knees or your feet float all the way back up, and then over to the other side. And again, your knees can be bent or the legs can be straight. Your gaze will shift to the left. Now awareness to the breath. And let the exhale begin to lengthen, just like we did on the other side. 4 counts in and 6 or 7 counts out. Twice more, just like that. Feel the spinal twist. And one more. Let your knees float back to center now. And then hug the knees into your chest. And if you like, bring your forehead towards your knees, rounding your spine deeply. And then slowly rock forward and back, eventually rocking yourself to a seated posture. And once you're seated, find a cross-legged position. And if your eyes aren't closed, let them gently close. Feel your breath just returning to its normal rhythm. Acknowledge the time that you've taken aside from the rest of your daily activities to practice yoga. And once you're ready, let your hands come to heart center. Press your palms together lightly. Sit up nice and tall. Now join me in offering loving kindness. May you be happy and well, and may you be safe, and may you be peaceful and at ease. Namaste. Well, that was a quick 30 minutes. I hope you enjoyed the practice. Everybody have a great rest of the day. Take care.